Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 8, title Our Life is Not a Movie, or Maybe. Air date October 27th, 2008, and the synopsis is:
Lucas's novel receives unexpected and surprising interest as this mouth from his new intern. Jamie grows enamored of Sam and her rebellious facade, while a would-be suitor grows enamored of Brooke.
Oh, can I just say something about that title?
Yeah.
I was trying not to laugh because you know what it reminded me of? Hannah Montana's We Were a Movie.
Yeah.
That's why when I was like reading it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I just started to laugh. So I was like, no, don't laugh. I knew you'd like it because of Hannah Montana.
Yeah. And it's actually be turning 20 soon too.
I know that in High School Musical. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, so do you remember, was it just last episode or the episode before? It was recently. We said we didn't really remember if Julian and Owen like crossed paths. And we haven't seen it yet, but they've crossed, or they've been in the same episode now.
Yeah, well, when I said I forgot what I said. But,
you meant like talking to Brooke or something.
Overlap. Yeah. Well, I meant I didn't know she was talking to them at the same time. Is what I meant, not to each other. Yeah.
I didn't even know if they were going to be in the same episode. I thought like it was going to be like get rid of Owen and then we'll start the movie stuff. I didn't realize it was all going to be in one episode. I was like, what?
Yeah, no. From hearing Drama Queens, they actually stopped Owen's plotline even sooner than expected originally. So, yeah. So I wonder how much longer it would have been. Maybe him and Julian then would have, talked to each other.
I wonder how that would have went. I just have some. Oh, okay. It's hard because like we've seen the show, so obviously, like, we love Julian and Brooke together. But, and I guess I forgot what happened to him and Peyton because the look on Peyton's face at the end. Like, and then he ends up with Brooke. So I'm just like, if he's a terrible guy, why do you want him? Like, why would you be okay with him being with your best friend?
I thought she just took it that she didn't expect him to be in Tree Hill like this. And, didn't say anything about her and him being together when she was in LA to Lucas. So maybe she was thinking he just had bad intentions, like trying to get her back or something. But yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm like, now I need to know more because Brooke ends up with him. And it's like, okay, like, because if you dated a bad guy, it's like, please don't tell, your friend to go and date him because, you don't want that for her.
Yeah, I don't think Peyton told Brooke to go date him.
No, but if he was, you would be like, by the way, he's not a bad guy, and let me tell you why. Which I don't feel like she ever did.
Right, because I think Brooke just started seeing him, organically on her own.
Yeah, and then what, Peyton just kept her mouth shut? Like, oh, you guys are happy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or was it, oh, he's finally staying away from me, so
I don't know.
So you can have him. Yeah, so that was my only thing, was like at the very end, I'm like, what? But okay.
Yeah, so Nathan is playing slam ball with some other guys.
He's playing slam ball, all right. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. And Nathan's, not nervous. He's prepared for the game. And Owen says they'll see because it's a different kind of game. And Nathan asks how different. That's when
that's the thing is, if Nathan would have played, I don't know, football or hockey, to, I feel, violent sport, instead of basketball, I feel like he would have been a little bit more prepared to like get hit. But given how he, didn't play those sports, he may have played, football maybe when he was in like first grade, before Dan steered him away from any sport besides basketball. But I'm like, if he would have played any violent sport like that has more contact, shall I say, than basketball, he would have been prepared for it. But he played basketball, so you can't really be prepared for slam ball. Because think, how many times did like Nathan, get pushed or something, and then there's a foul, and it's like, which obviously for basketball it's supposed to be, but for slam ball, that's the name of the game. You go and you push them down and you tackle them, and whoa, what is this? Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, when him and Owen were standing next to each other, I was like, we're so used to Nathan being like the taller guy, and especially now in season 5 and 6, like he's the built one. And then the scene next to Owen, I was like, now he's a little one. It was just like, wow, I'm not used to seeing Nathan like this.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I could not watch my husband do that.
Right, yeah.
Especially one that was just in a wheelchair, as Sam pointed out.
Yeah, because 2 players like crashed into him too, making him hit like that barrier, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And Haley's like flinching, and Jamie's covering his eyes. And Haley says that because he asked to get up this time, and Haley says he did. So it must have meant that he didn't get up the other times. So
I think, well, possibly, but also I think they still have that trauma from when he didn't get up.
Right, and they weren't even there. Yeah,
I know, even though they weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you have to admit that would be a fear. If you were the child or the spouse, you would be like, okay, not too long ago, you couldn't get up. So you need to get up like every time.
So I haven't really looked. Do these guys have like any like knee elbow pads or anything? Like any protection? Or no, it's just like the dress for a regular basketball game. Because I feel like they should have helmets too, but
they might have knee pads. Do they have elbow pads?
I don't know. They're moving so fast, it's kind of hard to even remember to look.
But they definitely don't have helmets. And that's what I mean is, obviously for like football, you're padded up. Like, yes, you can still have, like a concussion and stuff and like serious injuries, obviously. But like, you're a little bit more prepared. In hockey, you also have padding.
Right.
They don't have that kind of padding, which is crazy because in those 2 sports, you have padding. In this one, you have none.
Right.
I mean, I guess in wrestling, how much padding do you have?
I don't know. Very thin.
Or boxing. I mean, I guess they have the headgear, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess you can also put those into the ring of what is violent, but yeah, I'm just like, in this one, for some odd reason, they don't do that in this sport. Also, I have never heard of slam ball until One Tree Hill.
Yeah, same. Like I've never before, after anything. I don't know if this is even like a legit thing, or maybe it is, but just like a really small, like unknown kind of thing, maybe.
I know, I wonder that too, because I was like, no other show do they have this. So is it just not common, or is it made up? Because it's just not on any other show. Because I feel like if it was, they would have it.
Yeah, Google tells me that it is actually on ESPN sometimes. Yeah, I guess it must not be popular. Others would have heard something or seen something, like even just videos of guys running, like jumping into each other.
Oh, also, do you remember in gym class when we would have to play dodgeball?
Mm-hmm.
How was that legal?
Right. I think they
Because
don't really have it now too, because of that.
like we did not have padding.
Mm-mm.
So like somebody could go and accidentally whip it at your head
Mm-hmm.
and you have no protection. Like, and you're in gym class. It's not okay. Like if you go out for a sport, you're kind of signing yourself up for danger, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we were forced into gym class. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're forced into it and then you get hit, well, that's not exactly your fault. Because you're not
Mm-hmm.
athletic and you didn't sign up for this. So I'm just saying, like, it's a little about it because yeah, I don't remember um like why that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did you have gym class freshman year or no?
Yeah.
You have okay, I feel like gym class, I feel like our gym teacher put um our the sports were whatever time frame sports are being played because
Oh, that's right.
I remember I had it first semester. And
Mm-hmm.
so obviously right out of the gate is football. And so we're on the field and we're playing flag football.
Mm-hmm.
um and I just remember I think like the next group of like the next class for second semester they had to play basketball and I was like, I'm so glad I played flag football.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I know I would not have been good at basketball. So I was like, I'd rather just somebody take my flag on flag football.
Mm-hmm.
um, rather than actually play basketball.
Right.
But then I was thinking too that there was obviously a reason why I think he did it that way because we were playing in like September, October,
Mm-hmm.
which it was starting to get cold, but not wasn't like, you know, it is now. So obviously we could go outside to play football. Where if you're going to class in January, well, you're not going outside. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to play something inside. So, well, that's basketball. Oh my God, though. Do you remember in like elementary when we had to play like hockey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was not up for hockey.
Right.
Yeah, if I did, I was like, can I be like far, far away?
Mm-hmm.
I hated in gym class when we had to play sports.
Right.
It was not my jam at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was if I did, it was like I'll just lay on the sideline.
Right.
But I've also you would get no participation point,
Mm-hmm.
which was very sad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think watching somebody do slam ball would probably be funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's when Brooke gets there, and Harry tells her Nathan is in one piece for now, but she thought Owen was going to protect him.
And then she yells out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and throws his business out there because she said, she thought he was going to protect 23, so why doesn't he get over his fear of having children while he's at it? Yeah.
No, Brooke.
And then Sam notices Jamie sitting next to her, and she tells him he's short, and he says he's 5.
What's your excuse? That
Mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like something Nathan would say.
Oh my God.
And then Sam realizes that he's Haley's son, so that's when Haley says he's teacher's pet. And how uncool is she hanging out with her teacher is borderline creepy. Brooke agrees. And then Sam sees some players crash into each other, and that's when she points out, about how Nathan was in a wheelchair not long ago. And then Jamie kind of explains the game to her too.
Well, yeah. So like when Sam says like, wasn't he just in a wheelchair? And like they like look at him, but I'm like, why is it nobody thought like, why is Sam the only one that's like, he was in a wheelchair? Like, why is he playing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, thank you, Sam, because like I'm still wondering.
And Jamie tells Sam that Brooke and Owen used to kiss because she's still yelling at him on the sidelines.
What was it that she said to Peyton?
Well, Peyton just said that she liked her outfit, and Sam says that it looks like a lot like hers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because like that, and Peyton's like, like no longer nice to meet you.
And then Brooke sees the face Millie's making and says, who knew she was such a sports fan? And she says she's not. She's looking for Mouth. So Brooke, asks, does that mean Mouth and Gigi? And Peyton says, Gigi the ex. And Millie says Gigi the college girl / the new intern / the ex with her college girl body and face. And Jamie tells Sam that Mouth and Gigi used to kiss, so he keeps telling her everybody's business.
And it was funny because she goes, I think I like you.
And then he says his mom told him he's not allowed to date yet, but his dad says it's fine.
And then Haley looks at him like, what? It's like, well, he is Nathan's kid.
Yeah. And then Brooke asks Peyton where's her fiance at, and Peyton says she has no idea. And then just then Nathan gets pushed against the barrier. Meanwhile, Lucas is on the phone. He's got on the news that his second book is doing well all of a sudden now. And then back at the game, Nathan gets pushed against the wall again, making Haley flinch. Mouth is recording with his camera, and Gigi agrees that it's because he says it's good stuff, and Gigi agrees while checking out his butt, and that's when Millie walks up. And she tells Mouth that she wanted to say hi, or more like, show Gigi that Mouth is hers. And then Mouth introduces Millie to Gigi, calling her his intern, and says, and then he just says that this is Melissa, and he doesn't say that, she's his girlfriend. So she corrects that and tells Gigi that she's Mouth's girlfriend. And after looking at her, Gigi calls Melissa Mouth's hot girlfriend, and then tells Mouth nice work.
That was so funny because Millie was so jealous at first, and then when Gigi said hot girlfriend, it's like, oh, but it's like, no, I still keep my eye on Gigi. I mean, it is Gigi.
Yeah. And then Mouth explains that he can't see Millie later because he has to finish with the footage and work on that. And Gigi even tells her that they're doing a piece on Nathan's journey to where he started to slam ball. It was Mouth's idea, and he's a genius like that. And then that's when she says to Millie that she has awesome legs, so she keeps complimenting them both. And then Millicent tells Mouth that she'll see him at home and not too late. Then to remind Gigi she's Mouth's girlfriend, she kisses him, and Gigi smiles but looks away. And then Gigi tells him that they should get back to the game, and tells him to watch his step, and he asks why, and she says not to trip over the short leash that he's on.
I did not like that. It's not him that's on a leash. It's basically you, because you're the one that's trying to interfere.
And then the game continues. Nathan's doing well, except the coach doesn't like that. Because
yeah, he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm making baskets. And he's like, that's not the name of the game.
Right.
So then what is the name of the game? Get pushed down?
Right.
I mean, I don't know, because I'm like, it's slam ball. He is making point. I don't know.
Yeah. And then Lucas finally sits with everyone in the bleachers, and then he tells Peyton that he just got an email from his agent for an offer for the movie rights to his book, for his first book at least.
This was weird.
Call it Ravens for short.
It was weird from Peyton's expression. She's all happy when she thinks it's the second book, but when he says it's the Ravens, she goes from smiling to just what? And I'm like, what is up with the face? I don't understand what's up with the face.
Maybe because it's personal about their high school lives.
I just didn't understand the face. I'm like, it has nothing to do with Lindsay. She didn't call the producers and say, hey, why don't you make a movie? She's totally out of this now. So what is her face now? You were excited for the one book, but not the other.
Yeah, it's one thing to have your life in a book, but to have it on the big screen like that is a big difference. Well, because seeing that again is kind of reliving her trauma too at the same time.
Yeah, but how many times did she put on her podcast her whole life story?
Right, but that was still audio. It's a different when it's a visual. You can actually see it be played out.
I know, but people still know if they go back. So plus the stuff that happened, you can look up what happened in the town.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying from Peyton's perspective, she probably like had to like take a second to remember that she's gonna see like her life on the big screen that Lucas wrote about. So, when she got shot and who knows what else he put, probably about Psycho Dare because Lucas was involved with that. So go through that again. It's like reliving her trauma again. So yeah. So it just feels like some steps backwards, even though he doesn't mean to do that with her. But and then yeah, it did seem like that Nathan and Owen were kind of good friends during this time too. So too bad he kind of just disappears and is never mentioned again, at least from Nathan.
Well, they sent him away.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Don't know where, but fly away, bird.
Yeah. And Owen asks Nathan if he's up for this. Nathan says he's not sure. Like now if it's gonna put him back in the wheelchair. Owen says it won't. And Nathan tells Owen that's easy for him to say, he's not the one with the ball.
Yep.
And Owen says to stay behind him, to guard him. And to show it, Owen right away knocks down a player that was going after Nathan and keeps doing so Nathan can make a basket.
But yeah, Nathan just like froze there, and I'm like, are you gonna shoot or are you gonna get tackled? Like, what is this?
Yeah. And then later the next day, I believe Nathan wakes up with Jamie being right there.
That was hilarious. And Nathan's like, I think so. And so he's like, are you okay? Can you move? And so he wants him to show him. So he does, and he does the whole like little dance that Jamie does, and he's like, basically the dancing isn't good. It was funny.
Yeah, he was just worried that Nathan got hurt like he did last time.
Which, I mean, especially because he's only 5, like, of course you would be.
Yeah, because with Jamie being so young and the accident happened like what, a year ago, maybe? I don't know. I can't keep track of where we are.
Yeah, it was like when he was like 4.5.
Yeah, so that's when you start kind of being aware and start creating memories. So that's kind of the way he's already, known Nathan, as far as his little conscious goes. So
yeah, like the first image of his father was him being in a wheelchair.
Yeah, so now he's very cautious of everything Nathan does, which is understandable. And now Haley's reading the B. Davis magazine in the kitchen.
Why? Like, okay, it was weird because we had the whole thing of Lucas and Peyton in the article last episode. You would think because it's a whole new episode that the magazine would not be brought up, right? But it's being brought up. Plus, isn't it when you get the magazine, that's when you're all like, ooh, gushing over it. You're not going to gush over it like a week later. Like, they would have been in the same episode. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, this is old news.
Unless Haley just hasn't had time to look at it since she got it, if it's like a monthly thing.
Yeah, but it was just weird. And because then, she has the same concern. She's like, do we share the house equally? It's like, what?
Yeah. And I'm surprised that they keep reading these magazines too, considering that Victoria technically owns them now, so they're not even Brooks anymore.
Exactly. It just has B. Davis. Well, again, anybody could be B. Davis. Also, the fact that Brooke never mentions it to her friends, it's not like something that she's passionate about, that you would be like, oh, like, you're like Lucas, he's passionate about his book. So it's like, okay, like as a friend, you'd want to read the book because he's passionate about it. Nathan and, basketball, Haley and her music, like that's the stuff you'd want to be interested in because they're interested in it. Well, Brooke is not interested in her magazine. So like, or lack thereof. So it's like, why would they be? It's weird.
Yeah. And then, Haley's worried about Nathan's body after playing the game, but he says he's fine. But then when he turns around after getting a cup of coffee, she sees all the bruises on his back.
Yeah, and he's like, what? It's like, well, have you seen yourself in the mirror?
Yeah, probably hasn't, yeah. And I guess they're only on his backside, not his front side either, so you can't, like, see in the mirror. And then Peyton mentions to Lucas
also, he wasn't walking like he was injured.
Right, yeah.
He was walking perfectly fine. I'm like, if you were sore, which I think you would be, you would be limping a little. I'm just saying.
And then Peyton mentions to Lucas that he's had a nice, or had a night's sleep to think about it, about the movie thing. He says on one hand it could be cool, but the other is so personal with them and Keith. And Payne says it's already in the book, right? And Lucas says he feels like he can control the book more, And Payne says whatever he decides to do is the right thing. And Lucas tells Payne to call him when she gets there and to be careful. He says she will. And then they kind of like flirt a little bit because she says that she sort of likes him, and he says he's warming up to her too. It's a good thing they're going to get married.
I know. I love these two.
Mm-hmm. And that close over Bros, Brooke and Millie are looking at Payne's wedding dress. And Payne tells, or Millie tells Brooke that it looks really good. Payne's going to love it. And Brooke says she hopes so, considering they have nothing else to sell because the store is still completely empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Brooke gets frustrated, saying like, how could she ever sign her company over to that? And Millie says slut, and Brooke says no, it's too nice. And
how do you like how Sam is just rolling around on the skateboard?
Yeah, I thought maybe that would damage the floor or something, but
Yeah.
and then Jamie's there too, and because he walks in and Brooke, calls him her favorite little man, and he asks who's his favorite girl, and he
And he
points
goes,
at Sam.
Sam.
Mm-hmm. And Brooke asks again, and he says, she is, while still looking at Sam. So she says that will be enough, and then tells Millie she's been replaced. And that's when Haley walks in, saying she will take one unfinished wedding dress. She'll pay top dollar for it, and gives Brooke coffee.
Yeah, and then she says, "I'll pay top dollar for one like unfinished album or one song off the unfinished album." And she goes, "I like this game." It was funny.
Yeah. And Haley asks what's going on with baby Brooke, meaning Sam, and Millie says Victoria's lawyers say she owns it. Oh, I'm sorry, her company. That's baby Brooke. And Brooke's lawyers say Victoria's lawyers can baby Brooke themselves. I wonder how she even found that out. That saying.
Oh, which one?
Part of the group at because Millie says that Brooke's lawyers say Victoria's lawyers can go baby Brooke themselves. Like, how does she know that saying when she didn't know Brooke back then?
Didn't they say it when at Trick when they were all together?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Well, I don't know.
Somebody,
I'm sure within the group they've made jokes about it through the years.
And then Haley asks Brooke if she ever thought about starting a new line. She's done it before. And Brooke tells Haley she appreciates the vote of confidence, but she's not feeling inspired right now. And Haley says, speaking of, Owen looked pretty hot last night, and Millie agrees. And asks Brooke what does she think. And she says she thinks Sam is driving him crazy, wilding out about like a feral cat. Or her crazy. And then she tells Sam that this is a boutique. She, it's not a skate park.
And she said, "You could have fooled me."
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And then she said, like, if you have any other idea, to let her know to Sam. It's like, well, I guess a skate park.
Yeah.
Or a skate shop where you can sell skateboards.
Yeah, or otherwise go skate in traffic. And Haley tells Millie that she clearly upgraded Sam's foster living environment.
And then I love how Jamie is just like following Sam around. So he's like, "Can I sleep at Aunt Brooke's?" And Haley's like, "Yeah." Obviously if Brooke's good with it. And she's like, "Yeah, I would love to have a man around in the house." It's like, yeah, but Jamie's just following Sam around. How does Brooke not figure that out? They're like, all he wants is Sam, not you.
Yeah. And then Haley goes back to Owen again, saying he looked hot last night, basically repeating what they just said. Trying to make Brooke think about it. And because right now she's kind of mad at him still for, just kind of basically ghosting her.
I would too.
Dumping her, through Chase, kind of.
I would too, and I wouldn't even talk to him again. Would you?
Yeah. No.
I'd be like, I'm good. Like, I'm good being single. You can go.
Yeah, so Haley and Millie pushing her, was kind of annoying.
Well, and he just got to town, so she's supposed to just get right back with him after what he did. Like, how do they not get this?
And then next we finally get introduced to Julian, who's walking up on Lucas's porch.
Oh, Julian, the fact that he just is stalking Lucas is so weird.
So Lucas
do you think it's weird?
Yeah, kind of. They probably should have met somewhere professional, or at least give them a heads up. Yeah. Yeah, so Lucas's agent called him about Julian. He's interested in optioning the book, and Lucas knows all of this because he got the call last night. And they didn't say anything about him coming to town, though. And Julian says they don't know. He's just passing through on his way to New York. And Lucas doesn't believe him, and Julian says that he wants to get a feel for the people and places that inspired the book. And he tells Lucas it's really great work. And Julian tells him that he probably feels ambushed, and he understands, but when he gets inspired, he gets a little obsessed.
He says, but he said not in a Peyton stalker sort of way.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be weird.
Well, yeah, like that's just so weird. Like you're bringing that up.
Yeah.
It's weird. Plus, it's not even like those were not realistic things that happened to her. It's not like a fiction book. Like that was a real book. So, it's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Also, though, the fact that he has all this attachment for Peyton. Just saying.
Yeah. Then he tells Lucas that he's going to be in town for the night and to just check his credits online. If he's feeling it, give him a call to grab a drink.
So did they have all those credits online back then in 2008?
I don't know, maybe Wikipedia at the most. I feel like, I don't know, unless you could find some articles about Julian when he was interviewed for a project, but besides that, I don't really know.
Because wouldn't you have to call some people to be like, how was he?
Or unless Julian has a website of his own that had his stuff on it, that would be something too.
Yeah, because nowadays you can kind of figure it out, but not back then.
Yeah. And then he asks Lucas if he has a plan for his book, and Lucas says maybe, and Julian says that's exactly what he would have said. Then tells Lucas he doesn't like what he has to say. If he doesn't like what he has to say, then he's gone. He promises. At least he gets a couple of free drinks from the guy who loves his work. And Lucas is okay to this, so Julian quickly says that the house is exactly like he pictured it. It's perfect. So he acts as if they're going to film there, but I don't think they do anyways. Do they?
Yeah, they were going to.
Oh, I just don't remember them actually doing it, maybe talking about it, but...
Oh, no, because that was done and over with. That fell through.
Okay. Yeah, I remember they changed locations, but yeah. And then after some years, we finally see Peyton's brother Derek again, who gets a medal for being in the Marines.
So when Peyton and Lucas were talking, I didn't realize she was going to see Derek.
Yeah, right.
Until here.
Yeah, she should have said something like, I'm just going to, see my brother for a minute and then I'll be back or something like that. Just something like that.
Yeah, but we didn't get it until here, and I'm happy that they brought him back because I didn't want it to be like a one little storyline and now he's gone for good like a lot of these TV shows do. They do have a sibling. They should be seeing them more often than never. And and so I'm happy that they brought him back because he was a big part in her life of healing.
Yeah,
and I do love their relationship.
Yeah, and Payne surprises him by showing up there. And she asks if he saved another life, and me and hers before, and Derek says that they just thought that the medal looked good with the uniform. And at the station, Mouse says hi to Gigi, who responds with hi sexy, who says no one knows and has him on a short leash. Yeah.
This is why she should be fired, because she's being so inappropriate.
Yeah. And then he tells her he knows they're friends, but since she's an intern, maybe she should call him something other than sexy. And she says, okay, hot piece of ass. And then says she's sorry.
Yeah, so that's even better.
So do you think that because they have a history, that's why he's being so, easy on her and not firing her on the spot like he should?
Probably, but I also feel like that's how Mouth is. He never really said anything when his boss was being inappropriate. He's kind of always been that way. If someone's giving him attention, he's kind of liking it, but at the same time, especially if he's in a relationship, he doesn't like it, but he's not going to say anything to out that person. That's just who he is. Other people be like, I need to go tell on you, but he's not that person. So,
right.
But he needs to be.
And then he asks how the footage is going, and she says good. She has everything from Nathan, from high school to present day, even that video of him in Brooklyn there somewhere. She was seen as a joke. But of course, Mouth doesn't really say much about it and just says, how about they start with something from the, his accident, and then, work their way up to slam ball today. And Mouth, or Gigi tells Mouth that he's talented and sexy. And he tries to say something to her, but she says if she can't joke with him, who can she joke around with?
Nobody, because you're at work.
And and he knows he loves it, she says. Mouth says that's not the point, so he didn't say that she was wrong.
Right. So let's just keep doing it because, he never
Mhm.
actually said, I don't like this. This is very inappropriate. I
Mhm.
don't feel comfortable, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say any of that. So she's
Yeah.
going to keep doing it.
Yep, set boundaries.
Yeah.
And then he ends up telling her that it's nice to work with her again. She's doing
Yeah.
great.
So let's just forget everything that I may have said. And I like working with you.
Mhm.
Like, what? Like, why would you say that? Like, if you're trying to put boundaries, don't say that.
Mhm.
Because she's not in a normal thinking frame to like say something or to like accept that. So let her hear the first thing, and then maybe a couple days you can say if the boundaries have been met, then you can say it's nice working with you. But like not right here after you just said basically we need boundaries.
Mhm.
That was all too fast.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to stop now. She just heard that.
Mhm. Yeah, so she says she thinks that it's amazing to watch him work. She missed him, and even after he walks out, she says sexy.
Nope.
And then Nathan is in his kitchen making pancakes when Lucas walks in. He asks what he's doing, and Nathan answers making pancakes.
And he's
Lucas
like,
asks why.
why? And he's like, because I
Mhm.
want pancakes.
Mhm.
So why did he say like why? Like,
Yeah, maybe you could have been making them for Jamie or something, but still the answer would have been somebody wants pancakes. Yeah.
but who cares if he wants pancakes?
I think
It
it was
was
just a comedy
weird.
bit they wanted to throw in there with the feathers. Yeah.
Or is it just because like a man is making breakfast?
I don't know.
Because like, in like especially like the 50s society, it's like the woman is supposed to be at home making breakfast.
Hmm.
So like why is Nathan at home making breakfast?
Right. I mean, yeah, we've really only seen and kind of heard Haley make food for the most part. His uncle Cooper, I think, made food too. But yeah, besides that, we haven't really seen Nathan cook for himself or anybody else, really.
Yeah,
Or
but
before,
if he's hungry, he can go make himself some food.
yeah, because we've only seen like Haley and Carrie cook for him recently. So,
Well, Deb, she made breakfast that one
oh
day.
yeah, so yeah, all women, yeah. Kind of surprised Jamie hasn't tried to start cooking yet either because he's so smart and willing to learn anything.
Oh, but what I did find funny about this was Nathan already has a list of who he wants to play him in the movie.
Mhm.
And Lucas is just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, the fact that you already have a list.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, think about it. Like, if somebody wrote a book and you're in it, you're probably gonna think I have some recommendations.
Mhm.
I'm just saying. um and then because obviously Haley told him about it, and that's when he talks about the producer and stuff. And Nathan asked him if he's a good guy, and he's hard to say.
Mhm.
um and then this is where like Nathan brings up Brooke in the movie,
Right.
because he says like she's the other half.
Mhm.
And like that's remember when we talked about it not too long ago, and I forgot what it was about, but it was like it was about his book, and it's like Peyton's like one half, she's like another half of the book. Um and so yeah, it's like I just remembered like this scene,
Mhm.
him telling her, or him telling Lucas.
Mhm.
Because
And
otherwise
then
we would never know.
right, and then there's um, a trend of people requesting these actors should play them, but
Yes.
they're
And it
all like
was,
way past
yes,
high school age.
because it was funny because he's like Shia LaBeouf.
Mhm.
He's like too old to play high school. And
Right.
Nathan's and then they, oh yeah, because they were talking about how he said, you see how old these actors are playing high school.
Mhm.
It was funny.
Yeah. So I think these actors that they list are about the same age as the One Tree Hill cast, I think. But yeah, still too. I mean, not too old, but still kind of too old, yeah, to play high school.
Well, I mean, honestly though, if we had to think, if we were in our 20s, you know, because they're in their 20s, and you had to pick somebody to play you in a movie, are you really going to sit there and think of like a 14 or 15-year-old? No.
No.
You're going to
Well,
think of somebody that you may have watched that is now 18, 19, or 20. You're not going to think of somebody that, because we're not watching those young shows anymore, that we could be like, these people would be great. We're watching people that we grew up with. So like, we're going to pick people like that. So yeah, it would just make sense for them to pick people either their own age because they grew up with the people, or you know, or you saw them in, you know, something. It's just more relatable. You're not going to go, what 15-year-old is now on TV shows that, you know, I can cast. I mean, you're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
Also, do you know what I think is funny?
What?
Like the difference between like Dawson's Creek and One Tree Hill is the fact that like Dawson never really like let anybody have fun with his scripts like this. Like just they're all just like, I want this person and I want this. Like they all got like their like little demands of who they want. Well, which makes it hilarious. But like at the same time, Dawson never did anything fun like that for his friends. Like it wasn't like he never let them have fun with it. It was like, this is Dawson's thing and that's it. Where Lucas is just kind of like letting everybody participate. And I feel like that's the way to go. Like if you're going to make a movie on people, this is the way to go. Of like, everybody have your little inputs. I may or may not take them, but like, you know, you can throw them at me. But like Dawson was just like, no, this is my show, my everything, and you guys can go away. And which I think for Joey, it would have made more sense if she would have picked Joey, like the person playing her. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So back at with Peyton and Derek, she tells him that she was happy to get his letter and invitation for this, and she was a little surprised though because she figured that he would be out, you know, he'd be out by now. And he says she makes it sound like a prison, and she says she just means that he's been there for a while. And Derek says the Marines have been good for him. It's what he knows. And then that's when they bring up their dad, Mick. And Payne says that he was pretty much the way that he said he'd be, lost. But she thinks underneath everything he's a good guy, just not much of a father. And that's when Derek said that he asked Mick to play at a USO show once. He figured it's what he does after all, since he's a musician. And he said he'd get back to him, but he's still waiting. So it sounded like after Mick left Derek that he just never had anything to do with him again. But yet Derek still reached out to him recently, which seems like a coincidence, you know, within the last few years.
I think maybe it might have been after he met Peyton.
Yeah, I was gonna say that maybe because he thought about him after meeting Peyton. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, because remember Peyton was like, what am I so bad and everything, just because we share the same dad. Remember, because like she was always trying to get after him about like, we're half siblings and all of this. And remember, he's like, you're not my family, but then he ended up taking her as family. But like I think that was his thing of like, okay, Peyton's not so bad, I should just give him another chance, especially because Peyton was all, what's my dad like, what's my dad like, and he couldn't really say because he didn't know him. So I think that was his changing point of Peyton changed him, but all it did was prove who Mick is.
Yeah, with both of his kids. Yeah. So it's not like he was going to be nice to Peyton because she was the one that was, you know, given over to somebody else. So
yeah, adopted.
And then we transition to Haley and Jamie at the cemetery, and he says he misses Peyton a lot, and she says she misses him too. And then they talk about what he's doing, you know, in heaven with playing basketball with his dad. Only there's a trampoline he's bouncing on. Instead of a trampoline, he's bouncing on the clouds.
So when Jamie says, did you always like Quentin? And like the first time you met him, and she said that she thought he was a bad kid at first, but she was wrong, you know, because he has a good heart. Why did he ask that? I just thought that was out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, it seems like it was like a foreshadowing about Sam, but yeah, Jamie shouldn't have been the one to ask that question. Maybe if it was Brooke or I don't know. Yeah, Brooke, I guess.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Like,
it was weird because when Jamie, the only time Jamie was really around them was when everything was good. Like for Jamie, like it was like they never really like were truly like yelling at Q or getting like with Jamie, like you know what I mean? Like Haley and Q never were like going at it with Jamie there. So why would Jamie ask that question? I'm like, what?
Yeah. Plus, he just met Sam at the game, so she wasn't doing anything bad. She didn't like leave and go somewhere else. You know, she was just there the whole time.
Right. So that's what was weird, that he would ask about Q when it's not like they ever gave him a reason to ask that question.
Yeah, because I remember he says this back to somebody else later on. I forget who it was. Maybe Brooke, I think. But yeah. So I guess it was supposed to be like something for Brooke to kind of learn, even though she could have learned on her own from Haley if she asked. But yeah, even though, you know, Haley never, you know, took in Quinnen like she took in Sam, but still kind of like a mentorship kind of way, which should have been enough. But yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
It was just weird because I'm like, he's only 5. And he was never around all of that. So I don't understand why it was a question.
Yeah, they're just making him seem a lot smarter too than he really is, which he is, but just, yeah, was out of the blue. And then she asks Jamie if he's excited about his sleepover with Aunt Brooke. So, of course, he says he is, but he's just thinking about Sam, seeing her. And then they have that cute little moment when they tell Quinnen bye, and even Jamie says that Chester says bye too, even though we haven't seen him since, I think, when Carrie broke into their house, I think, wasn't it?
I think so.
So this was the first mention of him, but I don't think we still see him in this season. Do you?
Don't think so.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, they probably didn't want to say that he passed away either, because that'd be another thing that Jamie's sad about, but yeah. And then, you know, Jamie, just so many questions, but that's what 5-year-olds do, too. Yeah, so she thinks that Quinn's lonely in heaven. She says no, she thinks he's happy. And he says he thinks he is, too. And then Jamie walks into Brooke's store without much warning because Lucas does. Because Brooke's back was turned, so she quickly covers up Payne's wedding dress and the mannequin.
And he says, so where's the little orphan girl?
Yeah.
He said, what's her name? Annie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And she goes, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's something Lucas would say either.
No, that's why it was just so funny. Mm-hmm. Like he would never say, where's the little orphan girl?
Yeah, I feel like Nathan might have.
Nathan would have, but like not Nathan, or maybe Skills would have.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But not Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny.
Yeah. So she tells him that he can't be there right now because she's working on Payne's wedding dress.
And then that's when she talks about the bad luck, and he goes, isn't that only when she's wearing the dress? And they both think about it, and it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she said it's fine because it's his wedding to ruin anyway. Mm-hmm. And then says for him to tell her that he's just there because he wants her to make her, you know, his texts and double her business. But he says no, it's about his movie, or the movie for his book, Ravens.
Yeah, and I love how he wanted to talk to her first about it, obviously because of Nathan told him to. But which I don't think he would have if Nathan didn't tell him to.
Right.
But I'm glad Brooke was all good with it. Because you know that would have been bad if she wasn't. But it was funny though, because she was like, I'm thinking Natalie Portman should play me.
Right.
And he's like, it's set in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why does nobody get that? It's like, because again, they don't play their own age. Duh.
Right.
And then she even talks about it because she's like, so I suppose you'll be getting some snot from the CW. Mm-hmm. And then she goes, at least they're hot. I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously talking about themselves.
Yeah. So he says, does this mean that she's okay with the book becoming a movie? And she says, why not? And he says sometimes things get lost in translation.
Do you like how this was like now the second show that has referenced their network? And it's the same network.
I don't know. Doesn't bother me.
Because like Dawson's Creek didn't remember WB. And now this one, the CW, which obviously they're the same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
it was just funny, like just mocking the network that they're on.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would do this if it was like Fox or ABC?
No.
Because like those are major networks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. And then she says that it's going to be, a big love story. She's making Peyton stressed right now. Maybe that'd be a great way to end it. She could play herself even.
Now,
And
I agree with that. Now, Lucas wasn't really agreeing with that, but I actually agree because she'd be her own age
mm-hmm,
and she'd be the fashion designer.
mm-hmm,
So I agree with that.
yeah. So he tells her that the dress is unbelievable. She's kind of talented. And then that's when Brooke says that she could even call Natalie for him because she's a close friend. He says, good to know. So I wonder if this means Brooke must have maybe made something for her or something, or she, Natalie went to her for something, who knows. But at the sandball court, Mouth is interviewing Nathan for the
Well,
news.
Brooke was always on the red carpets, I think trying to make a name for herself. So maybe at one of the red carpets, she met her and then they became friends.
Yeah, possibly. And then at sandball court, Mouth is interviewing Nathan for the news, with Gigi behind the camera. He asks if the struggles and setbacks have made him a better person. He says he likes to think that if he would have made it to the NBA, then he'd still be a good guy. And that's when Gigi tells Mouth that they're about to run out of tape. The Mouth says everything's out for now. And Gigi tells him, sure thing, sexy, then says sorry.
And she was out talking to Nathan. And I love when Nathan obviously catches on.
Mm-hmm.
And which he doesn't always do. And he caught on and he told Mouth like from what he has learned, never to flirt with a girl that isn't your wife or your girlfriend. And I'm like, but have you learned that lesson though?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's look at the future. Have we learned the lesson?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
you learn the lesson for the moment
Mm-hmm.
because it's not happening to you.
Right.
But I was happy he did give him some advice because, like, even though Nathan doesn't take the advice, Mouth needs to understand, like, remember, Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
remember all the stuff that he's gone through with the women?
Mm-hmm.
You probably shouldn't be messing with it.
Right. Yeah, even tells Mouth that Millie's a rock star, so not to screw it up.
I know, I was surprised he said that, but I was happy he said that because I like Mouth and Millie together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Mouth and Gigi together.
Right. And then Owen tells Nathan without him, he'd be sitting on the beach shooting jump shots. And
On the bench.
Or yeah, bench, yeah. And then he gets the interview and he gets no love. And Nathan asks Owen if he wants him to pull some strings, and Owen says just for him to keep the interview.
Yeah, and hook him up with Brooke instead. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm.
Again, she doesn't want anything to do with you because if she did, she would talk to you. She knows. Doesn't she know where he lives too? Like, she knows where he works. Unless he don't work there anymore. She knows.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she knew where he lived. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she has his phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And if she doesn't, Nathan has it.
Mm-hmm. So at least Nathan told him that she's had a tough run lately, but on the list of 100 things he screwed up in his life, he'd say losing Brooke Davis is number 1 through 99. So Owen asks what the other one is, and he says that haircut.
That
or
was
the drug
funny.
addiction. Or one of the two. Yeah.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I laughed when Nathan looks at his hair and says, that haircut.
Yeah. And then Sam is pulling Jamie around on her skateboard, Brooke's house, and he's only holding on to her or to a, shirt sleeve. And Brooke stops him by picking him up, and she asks him if his mother lets him skateboard on her hardwood floors, and that's when the doorbell rings. So he's saved by the bell. And she tells him to go play in Sam's room, and by play does not mean smoke or drink or anything or burn the house down to Sam. And then Brooke opens the door to find Nathan on her doorstep. She tells him that he can't have Jamie back because he just got there.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, you can totally keep him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm here to talk about you and Owen. It's like, oh my God, why is everyone like trying to push this? Like, again, do they not understand what Brooke went through with him?
Mm-hmm.
You would think friends would know that.
Yeah, once again, Owen has someone else talking to Brooke for him too.
Mm-hmm. He can't just do it himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, why do you like when like since when did you have his back? And he goes, since he's been standing right next to me. It's like, okay, so she didn't even have time to like brief herself of like, do I want to talk? Like there was like no warning. It was just he's right here. It's like, thanks. Like so now your friend, like now you're siding with Owen and you're not Team Brooke. You know, because otherwise it would have been like, let me go talk to her first. Let me feel her out. See if she wants to talk to you. No, it's just whatever you say, he's right here listening. Like, what? And that was just a little rude.
Right.
Just saying.
And then Brooke tells Nathan that he should tell his little friend Owen that if he has something to say to her, he can talk to her himself and stop being so sedentary about it. And then as she closes the door, you can hear Nathan actually start repeating what she just said to Owen.
That was hilarious.
And then there's a knock on the door, and it's Owen now.
But Brooke was also laughing.
Yeah. And then in Sam's room, Jamie asks what she's doing. She says texting. He says about what? And she answers about a party.
Yeah. And then she says, you want to go? So they leave?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, not good.
Yeah, and then she says it's, you know, going to be an adventure like the Goonies, and he asks what the Goonies are. So, of course, that makes her feel old, even though she's just 10 years older than he is.
So when he says, like, what he's been through, that, you know, they got kidnapped and chased and all this, like, you would think that, especially when she said he got kidnapped and stuff, you would think that she would be like, you know, kid, you should just stay home because, like, they're going to be out looking for you since you've been kidnapped once. And, you know, that's traumatizing. Like, you should stay home. But no, instead, she takes him. Like, what? Like, you heard him say that. And you're still taking him? Oh, my God.
Yeah, she only asked if he did anything on purpose that was, you know, crazy.
I know, but you would think that that's traumatizing. That you would leave him home with Brooke. That was crazy. Not good.
Yeah. And then when he asks if there's a moonbound, she just says that there's moonshine. And Jamie says, okay, without even knowing what that is. Yeah, so luckily that we didn't end up drinking that moonshine because that would have been really bad.
Well, it's a good thing that the party was at Clothes Over Bros. Because think if it was at somebody's house. Think of how much trouble Jamie, like something could have happened to Jamie if it wasn't at Clothes Over Bros.
Yeah.
Because think about it, he goes there all the time, right? So he knows that store. So he feels safe in it. But if he's at somebody else's house that he doesn't know, and it's all just these, you know, teenagers, like, you know, it can get out of hand real quick. And that would have been bad for him.
Yeah. And then Derek and Peyton go back into the building where, you know, he taught her to fight after she got attacked by Psycho Derek. She asks if he wants a rematch, and he just tells her to be careful now. Besides, that's how you know, how he met Lucas. The night that they had to deal with the crazy white fake him, and now she can laugh about it. And Derek asks if she and Lucas are getting married. Like, is it true? And she says yes. And he tells her that she's doing pretty good, you know, since the last time they saw each other. And she tells him that she didn't mean anything about him still being a Marine when she was talking earlier. She just thinks that they're all looking for a life that makes sense somehow, and she's very happy for him that he found that. And he asks if she's found that, and she tells him that she has. It sneaks up on you. And then, yeah, all of a sudden, all that time and pain that it took to get there just doesn't matter anymore. And then Derek tells her that he's been waiting to hear her say that since she stood in the ring and started fighting back. The pain tells him that she knows Nick hurt him by not being the kind of father that he needed him to be. But he made it anyway, you know, he got there himself. So maybe all the pain it took for him to get there doesn't matter anymore for him either. She then tells him that she has to be getting home, but she has an idea. She owns a small record label, and she has connections back in LA from her years working there. So how about they do that USO show? And he asks if, you know, she really do that. He says, sure, that's what family does.
I know, I love that part.
And then they walk out, and she takes his hat and puts it on. He says, great, all these years, and she'll get invested down private.
Because like the thing is between these two, like even though obviously they wanted parents, what they got was something else, was each
Mhm.
other, so something different, but something special and unique, and not everybody gets that. And
Mhm.
sometimes when you find your birth parent, or your abandoned parent or whatever, like, that's all you get, is that you don't get a sibling out of it. And so for them, at least they get each other, like, they
Mhm.
didn't walk away from that situation with nothing.
Mhm.
So I love that about that for these two.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because think about it, they were kind of on their own,
Mhm.
and they needed that.
Mhm.
They just
Yeah.
didn't know. They just didn't know it.
Yeah. And then Haley goes to see Lucas. She says that she dropped off a little monster, Jamie, at Brooks to sleep over. It's just her and Nathan tonight. So Lucas starts seeing that, about Chica Bow Wow thing, and she says very funny, and she's gonna clean the canal, taking a bath. And then Lucas says, and then, that she gives him a look and says he's sorry. And then she asks how was his movie offer, and he says nice, but he doesn't know if he's gonna do it. And but he got to meet the producer, and Haley asks if she thinks he's gonna do it, and Lucas says his agent thinks it'd be crazy not to.
Yeah. And then she said that she was thinking of Ellen Page to play
Mhm.
her, and then he goes, "I was thinking Ellen for Mia," and she goes, "Mia? She's not even in the book."
Mhm.
And he's like, and he goes, "I thought I'd write her in."
Right.
But they only go to high school in the book.
Mhm.
And
Right.
there's so much storytelling with even just that.
Mhm.
You would have to have a second movie for that.
Mhm.
I'm like, what, Lucas? You're gonna just write me in with you? What?
Mhm.
That wouldn't even make sense to the people that read your book.
Right. And since this was 2008, of course, that's why they said that name. Elliot's dead name here, so that's why. And then Lucas says he was thinking, oh, he said it already. Yeah, so Lucas says he's talking about writing Mia in, and then he asks her how she's doing with Sandball. And she says she's got a husband with a bad back and playing a game called Sandball, so he can let her know when she can breathe again. Lucas tells her Nathan's gonna be okay. He wants what he wants, but he's gonna do it smarter this time.
So here's the thing: like, when he was talking to Nathan earlier, he told Nathan to tell Haley that it's gonna be okay,
Mm-hmm.
because he's not telling her that. And but no, Lucas has to reiterate, like, he's gonna be good. It's like, you don't know that. Because again, Nathan never reassured her with it,
Mm-hmm.
even though Lucas, as the best friend, told him to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Lucas says that Nathan knows he has the best wife and son ever to consider in all this. And Haley says he has been sweet through it. In fact, he's going to go home and visit her sweet husband now. And that's when they both say,
And now they do it.
Mm-hmm. And then Lucas goes to see Julian at Trek, and he tells Lucas he has a thing for dive bars, and he asks him if he's ever been there before. And of course, Lucas is confused because of this is business, so Julian says it's a joke. Not a good one, but he knows it was his spot. He always wanted to see the famous Trek. And Lucas says it sounds like he's done his research, even though it probably was in the books. It's not that much research, but
No, it's
uh,
because I'm sure Peyton talked about it, like missing home and stuff.
mm-hmm. And Lucas says that he's just so in the story he can't get it out of his head. And Lucas tells him he checked out the credit site. He has, and he's legit. But the story is personal, and that's when Julian says that's why he wants him to write the screenplay, because no one else can tell the story. It's his voice, and he'll find the screen. Pays a hell of a lot more than the book deal.
I liked when Lucas said it's not about the money,
Mm-hmm.
because for Lucas, it is about the storytelling and
Mm-hmm.
getting it right.
Yeah. But Julian says he could still make like 300 grand, and another 3 if they get the movie made. So how would he get 300 grand before they made the movie, though? That would confuse me, but
Oh, before?
yeah.
Probably just like the fact that you signed.
Oh, yeah, I guess like a bonus.
Yeah. But it was, what I thought was weird, like, Julian's so pushy with this, right? And then he says, like, oh, like, like, Peyton, Peyton moved to LA, so, like, you'll get to see her then, like, if it's successful. And he's like, no, like, we're engaged, she lives here now. And it's like, Julian didn't know that. Like, he's chasing after someone that he doesn't even know that, like, her life.
Well, he probably just doesn't put it out there.
No, but he kind of acted as if he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And plus, Jillian hasn't talked to Payne either since they broke up. So, yeah, guess they're discussing that's where they were. Because obviously he knows that Payne has a history with Lucas, so just probably didn't assume that they were together, now that, after all these years. And then, yeah, he just must have not known that Payne moved back and created the label and everything. He probably didn't think that was a coincidence or anything if he heard about the label. But, he just says that the world loves a happy ending. And he tells Lucas, like, he knows he doesn't know him, but he feels like he knows him because of the book. And, Peyton.
Only because of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he says that if he gives him, the options to his book, he'll give him complete control of the script. They'll do this together. At least not through every step, because we learn later that someone else gets in the mix and tries his own things. So then we go to see Haley playing the piano. That's when Nathan walks in, asking if she's trying something new. And he wants to hear it, and she, plays it, but he keeps making a face. So she asks what's wrong with him, and because, they're worried about him playing. And he tells her his back is fine, he promises. He says too bad because Jamie's sleeping over at Brooks, and she thought maybe that you'd want, want a massage.
And he was funny. He's like, well, I didn't say it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, then he said, I was thinking maybe you could just carry me upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then he acts like he's going down on her back, and then they fall down the couch.
Yeah, I love these two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I mean. This is what I love. The happy Nathan and Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just makes me so happy as a viewer.
Yeah.
Again, to see all of the couples just so happy.
Right.
Not, like right now, one is getting ruined with Gigi around.
Mm-hmm. And then Owen is at Brooks, who's saying across from the living room. And then he tells her that he made a mistake. He was into her, or he is into her still. He's an idiot. And then that's when Millie shows up. She starts explaining to Brooke that there's a problem at the store until she sees Owen there. So she says, Owen, imagine that. And then she focuses again to tell Brooke about a store. Someone basically broke in.
And I thought it was funny because she was like, I just need to tell Sam to watch Jamie. And I need to get my gun. And they're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so obviously they realize, or she realizes they're gone.
Yeah. And a little bit later, Owen, Brooke, and Millie walk up to the store when a teen boy comes speeding out of it. And did you see how Owen put his arm up to protect Brooke in that moment?
Mm-hmm. So cute. Yeah. But even though, I'm not Team Owen, but it was cute.
Yeah. And then they walk into the store. It's completely trashed. So I wonder how much time has gone by.
Yeah. And then they spot Jamie, and then they spot Sam.
Mm-hmm. And he looks like he's hyped up on sugar too. And he's dancing with glow sticks that came from somewhere. And then Brooke walks over to get Jamie, goes into Owen, and Brooke walks over to Sam. And Sam just says, she told her she could throw this, the place up.
And then she said, first of all, you were 15 years old. Second, you kidnapped a 5-year-old child. You adolescent Nanny Carey.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was just in the moment. She was frustrated because, of course, Sam doesn't know who that is.
No, I know, but I was like, what? I was laughing. I was like,
yeah.
The fact that Sam don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
but also she's far from Nanny Carey.
Yeah, and she said that she broke and entered into the place where she works, so she's in big trouble.
Then they spot Peyton's wedding dress.
Yep, it's covered, so they don't see what happened right away.
Yeah, Sam's all chill out and everything, and then they reveal it's not there.
Yep. So Brooke looks around to see that a teenage boy is wearing it while skateboarding with other teenagers, spray painting it while he's moving around.
I will say, that was definitely a heart sink for Brooke because, that was her design and everything she was putting into it, and just for it to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when Millie says for the kids to get out, and that's when Owen turns on the lights and the music stops. And the kids boo, but Owen tells the kids to get out, and then we see too that the dress is torn at the bottom as well. And Sam tells Brooke she's sorry, and Brooke says nothing to her and walks away with Jamie, yelling at the kids to get out. But then Owen tells the boy wearing the dress that he needs to stay right there. Can't just leave with it. And then back at Trick, Lucas and Julian are playing pool, and Lucas tells Julian if he makes this shot, they'll have an equal producer credit. And Julian corrects him that he would be co-producer, and then Lucas says that he would be just producer. So then Lucas does make the shot, and Julian says he can't believe Lucas giving him producer credit. And he tells him to sign on the dotted line to make it official before he changes his mind. And then left when Lucas said he should talk to Peyton first, and Julian tells him that's exactly why this movie should be made.
Yeah, like quick sign. So, you know, but like Lucas should be smart enough, given like his book deal and everything. He needs to have someone else read this contract. Because just because Julian is saying, oh, you're going to get credit or the credit fee and, you know, and all, and like your name is going to be on it and this and that, and you're going to be able to write the screenplay. Is it written in there? Like where? Show me where. Like I need to know specifically where it's at, because I'm not going to just take your word for it. And the fact that he's pressuring him, sign it right now, not, you know, don't talk to your fiance, just sign it right now. What? Like, I'm sorry, but if somebody is telling me that, like, that I shouldn't go and talk to somebody else and have them like maybe read it or something, for you to say no, sign it, makes me question why I should sign in the first place. I'm just saying, like, nobody should pressure you into signing something. And if they do, you definitely need to have it re-looked at and also not sign it.
Yeah, so with him signing that, it gives Julian the rights to the book for 6 months. But I feel like that's not enough time. I think they would have to have at least a good year or so, because they haven't started any of the process. So it's going to take a while still.
I think Julian has in his head
that it would only take 6 months.
No, like whatever he's promising Lucas, I think in his head, he's already got it down. And think about it, Lucas trying to write the screenplay, that's going to take him years, because, you know, it took him years to write a book. So he's slow at it. So, especially because remember, he has to get it right. So if Julian thinks this is going to be done in 6 months, you're funny. Like Lucas takes longer than 6 months.
Yeah, so Lucas says that his agent told him to sign too, and Julian says he's a smart guy. So after, you know, Lucas thinks about it, he says he'll sign his, you know, he does sign his name. And then Julian says they're about to get drunk and that he should invite Peyton to join them. And then back at the store, they clean up the mess from the party. Jamie tells Brooke to be sorry. She said it's okay because it's not him she's mad at. And Jamie knows it's Sam that she's actually mad at.
Yeah, so this is where he brings up that like Sam's not bad. And that's where he talks about like when it was like quitting when his mom, you know, Haley met him. You know, she, you know, didn't like him at first. She didn't think he was nice and stuff. So that's where it comes back. But again, I just find it weird. Like I feel like that conversation definitely, like you said, should have been between like Haley and Brooke, not between Jamie.
Right. You know, like after the party or the next day, you know, Brooke tells Haley what happened last night, and that's when they had that conversation.
Yeah.
And then at the station, Gigi asks Mouth if he needs any help. And he says he's good, she should go home. And then she mentions her friends are going out to have drinks later if he wants to go. And he says thanks, but he should be getting home with, you know, good thing he said that. Because you think at this point he would say that he would join her later. And then she says she had a great day with him and felt like old times. And he says it was for him too. And then she tells him he better get back to the old ball and chain. And Millie doesn't say anything about that.
Okay, well, that's the thing. Is like it should have been like, you know, I had a good day, but like let's come back tomorrow or whatever next week. But it needs to be professional. This was not professional. Just like kind of reiterating it. Like I wish he would, like, instead of being like, yeah, it was great, and no, stop saying those things, like because she's getting a different story in her head.
Yeah, leading her on.
Yeah.
And then she even sends him a text right before she walks out, calling him sexy again.
She needs to quit that. Like, I am so done and over with this, because like I really think you could have got drunk with how many times she said sexy in the episode. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Like she's definitely acting her age. immature.
Yeah.
Like, definitely not professional, definitely not acting as a grown-up should act in a business workplace.
Isn't she like a year younger than Mo?
No, wasn't he a senior and she was a freshman?
Oh, yeah.
So aren't they playing as if she's like 18 or 19 and he's 22, 23?
Yeah, I just can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's definitely acting that age.
So then Haley is massaging Nathan's back at home. Tells him she's getting worried about Slam Ball. He says it's his fault he underestimated the speed of the game because the other guy's really fast. And Haley tells him he's gonna have to be faster because she doesn't know if she can handle another game like this one. And he says he will because she knows she's trusting him and he loves her for that. And then back at Trick, Lucas tells Julian Payne's on her way, and Julian says maybe there's another guy. And Lucas asks why he's on an option again. And Julian says that it reminds him that he has to make a phone call.
Yeah, just as he's doing that, Peyton's walking in.
Yeah. And she asks where's the producer, and she says she needs to ask him questions, and he says he had to make a call. And she says just, because of that, I'm just going to go check her handiwork. And then Brooke gets to the house with Jamie where Sam is trying to clean Peyton's wedding dress. And Brooke tells her she doesn't think detergent will remove spray paint. And Sam's crying when she says she knows that there's nothing she can say other than she's sorry. She does stupid things sometimes, but she's sorry. She was nice to her, but she's not worth it. So she grabs her backpack because she thinks that Brooke's will pick her out. But she tells her where does she think she's going because she's grounded.
I was happy that Sam was trying to do something with the dress. Like, she didn't just leave it there for Brooke to try to deal with. She was trying at least. Like, I know it wasn't good on the dress, but like, she was at least trying. Like, trying to fix what happened. Like, trying to do something right. Like, I just, I get Brooke was all mad, but like, the dress was already destroyed.
Right.
So it's like, you should have just been happy she was trying. Because if it was the old, like, couple weeks ago Sam, she would not have done that. She wouldn't even have come home.
Right.
She would have went out partying or spent the night in the car at the school. Like, she would not have done this. So Brooke should have been happy. Like, that was a different step, a better step in the right direction.
Right. And then she tells Sam to go to her room, but then remembers about the window, so she tells her to go to her room instead because the windows don't open. And Sam tries to explain about the party, but Brooke cuts her off and just tells her she's so pissed off and now so just to go. And Sam tells Jamie, she's sorry too, to him. And then Jamie looks at the aftermath of the wedding dress and tells Brooke he thinks it's kind of cool. And that Trick Payton runs into Julian, who tells her.
I also didn't like when Brooke said, because she kind of said it meanly, when she said, I hope someday you stop acting surprised when you hear that. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah. I didn't like the tone. The tone threw me off because I was like, how is she supposed to act?
Yeah, she was just, her anger got to her, yeah.
But like, how is Sam supposed to act? If somebody's saying this, I'm sure every foster family that she has been to has done that to her. Like, go, take your stuff, go. I want nothing to do with you. I'm sure that's what they've done in the past, which is why she reverts to running. Like, that's just her go-to. So like, for Brooke to be like, I hope one day you stop acting. Brooke, your tone was not nice at all.
Yeah, because Sam, yes, before when she, I forget what she did the other time, but back then she told Brooke that everybody gives up on her, so she's used to it.
Yeah. So, okay, it's just like even the Fosters, when Callie would run all the time. That's what she's used to. You can't get mad at her for thinking you are going to give up on her when every single person has done it. When every adult has done it to you, that's what you're going to do. Especially because her mind is only what? She's 15. Her mind is only at a 15-year-old level. She's not thinking as a grown-up as what Brooke is thinking. So, and also, Brooke would have done the same thing when she was 15.
Right.
So what, Brooke?
Mm-hmm.
And again, Brooke, as long as you're consistent with her, yes, things will be different in Sam's head. But, you know, right now they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think she could have had that little conversation of her having that line with her being a little calm, cool, and collected,
Mm-hmm.
not out of anger saying it.
Right. Then that trick Peyton runs into Julian, who tells her she's gotten even more beautiful. And she asks him what he's doing there, and Julian says that hasn't she heard that he's optioning her fiance's book?
Yeah, and she says, like, hell you are.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's done. He signed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean, is like just that tone between these two. I'm like, okay. Like, it's not just like, you know, Chase and Brooke. Like when Chase comes back, it's like as if there's bad blood. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again, if there's that much bad blood, why do you want him with Brooke?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought on that for this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Julian tells Payne that, you know, he's quite charming. She should know that and calls for babies. And then that's when it's revealed that they're exes. And then that's when Lucas finds them and he sees Payne and Julian already met. And, you know, Julian says, yeah, they have met before. And that doesn't say more than that. He just tells Lucas that feels like he's known her for years. And like hinting, but not exactly straightforward, saying that he does know her. And Payne's panicking, you know, because Lucas has no idea that she was seeing Julian when she lived in LA. Yeah.
So for me, also, what kind of relationship was Julian and Peyton when wasn't he the rebound from Lucas?
Yeah, he should have been. Yeah.
So it couldn't have been too much of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly it wasn't, because Lucas and Lindsay were longer than these two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we even know about these two. So until now. So it wasn't that long.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I actually like this episode.
Yeah.
So for me, the high in the episode was, I think, all the comedy. The comedy alone in the episode was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I love season 6. Like, I know there's some like dark spots of season 6, like sad moments, but like season 6 is an uplifting season in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much comedy that they wrote in season 6 that makes it funny.
Right.
And so for me, the comedy, it would definitely just top it all, because I think everyone was having little beats back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so good. And then the low was definitely the party and ruining Peyton's wedding dress
Mm-hmm.
for me. What about you?
Yeah, those Brooke saying that Payne's wedding dress is ruined because we don't know exactly how long she's been working on it, but at least she made it through. Like, it seemed like she was almost done with it until that party. So,
well, and we don't know when they're getting married. Like, they could be getting married next month, and now she doesn't have the wedding dress to give to her.
Yeah,
where she was, like you said, almost done.
Mm-hmm. And then the high was, I don't know, I guess Jamie being the voice of reason, telling Brooke to, like, you know, give Sam another chance to show that she's actually nice too, like Tony was. And then rating?
I would rate this a 9.5. I love this episode. Love the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great episode.
Yeah, it's like an 8.5. Yeah.
And then who was your best and worst?
Best was Owen. Just because, again, he's there for Brooke when something's going on. And because he offered to go check out the store first before Brooke says no, she will. And then he still went with them afterward. You know, he helped break up the party and, you know, make sure the guy didn't leave without the wedding dress and everything like that. So he's still there for her, you know, when he's in town at least. And then the worst was kind of a tie. But Sam, I put Sam for the worst just because it was one thing to sneak out and make this party happen at Brooke's store, but she took Jamie too, which just made it, you know, 10 times worse because, you know, she put his little life in danger because we don't even know where these kids came from, if they're from Tree Hill or somewhere else, you know, so she probably didn't know every single one of these kids, so who knows what they could have brought with them to the party, or would have done, so she couldn't be sure that Jamie would be safe either. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then like I said, Julian was tied with it. So
Yeah, Julian. Oh, Julian. I was definitely not. I was definitely not ready for Julian in this episode.
yeah, coming out to be like that.
Yeah. For me, the best was, I'm gonna go with Lucas, because he was trying to be there for like Nathan and Haley again, and the whole injury.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to like calm them both down and help each other and all this. Also, though, he was also going to everyone kind of to like bring up the book, and everyone just chiming in, even though he really didn't ask for anyone's opinions.
Right.
If I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought he was the best. And then the worst was definitely Sam, because she could not have predicted what was going to happen at that party.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke could have gotten arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Kids could have got injured, parents suing because there was underage drinking and everything else. So Brooke could have got in legal legal drama.
Mm-hmm.
And that would not have been good for her, because she already just lost her company.
Yeah, and then she would have lost Sam too.
Yep. She just would have lost everything, and her butt would have been in jail. Or having to fork out more money, which I don't know how much money she's already lost. So yeah, it would have been bad for her. So and she does not have a Dan Scott to get her out of stuff like that, like Nathan does.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would have been bad for her. So I didn't like it. But I did like that she came home.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. But yeah, she just doing that. Oh, not good. Especially because is she trying to just like push every boundary to see when Brooke is going to have enough of her?
I don't know.
Like, is that what she's doing? Because seems like that's how she's acting. Like, how far are you going to go to so-called love me and keep me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, is there a conditional love?
Mm-hmm.
Because Brooke always acts like there's not. Well, there might be.
Yeah, and that's how she feels about her birth mom, who didn't want her.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe that's what she's doing. Like, she's not a bad kid, but she's trying to push Brooke to see how far she'll go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was just bad. And then what's next episode?
Episode 9, Sympathy for the Devil, which might be about Julian.
Yeah. Now, instead of Owen being like the devil, now it's Julian.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.